Namaste. Hi guys, late night, um, late night video. Sorry about the age spot. I took my makeup off, but I did manage to put a little lip gloss on because I saw how chafy my lips were in the last video and didn't like it. Anyway, something that's been bothering me. I don't really want to talk long because I have to be really quiet because Devin came home. Wow, that age spot is really big. Okay, now you know why I would usually wear bangs. Anyhow, I had to brush out my hair because it was knotty. So what really is bothering me, what I've been thinking about is the last thing with the Idaho 4, where the last tape, in case you didn't see it, there was a tape that was just released. The father, Kaylee's father, Steve Gonzalez, is make believe it's not a big deal. Well, maybe he's being for real, but my gut is telling me this is a big, big development. So basically, it's when Kaylee and Maddie left the bar, the corner bar, then they have to walk down the street and maybe 2 blocks, 3 blocks to get to the food truck. And they are walking, and there is a tape. I don't know if this is happening. Yeah, I think this is happening when they were going to the food truck, so it's nighttime. But the tape looks like it's daytime, so not 100% sure, but yeah, pretty sure it is. Because I'm just looking for my rag for my eyes, because I'm noticing my eyes still have makeup on it. Anyhow, sorry. Shanann just told me, girl, you gotta be more careful with your skin. And I know she's right. But look at this. Look. I thought I got it all, girl. But I guess I didn't. Anyhow, she's like, you never get it all, girl. I know. I don't. Anyhow. So when Kaylee is walking, so it's Kaylee, it's Maddie, so the two of them, but then there's the hoodie guy, which they say is, the hoodie guy is Jack S. John Jack Showalter, allegedly. This is all for entertainment reasons only. I'm just speculating and mixing in my psychic abilities in there and my gut feelings, but this is not based on fact. But the tape is based on fact, okay? So in the tape, it sounds like Kaylee says to Maddie, Maddie, what did you say to Adam? But to me, I listened to it over and over again on different channels. It sounds like to me, she's saying, Adam, Maddie, what'd you say to Adam? Like she says Adam, like she all of a sudden it pops in her mind, right? If you watch Kaylee, she's always like this, holding a phone, right? Looking at a phone. She's walking, but she's not looking where she's going. She's got her phone. She's texting, madly texting, right? Like this, right? That's why I brought this phone, so I could show you. Maddie says, I told Adam everything. I told Adam everything. So what came into my head is perhaps she's holding her phone. The three of them are walking. Maddie, she's swinging. Maddie is swinging her coat. She's got a black coat, oversized coat. Does not look like it's hers. It looks like she was cold because she had like a little half shirt on, pink shirt. Looks like somebody gave her that coat to borrow to cover herself up because she apparently went out without a coat. And she's, you know, when the sleeves are too long and you had a couple of, drinks, she's kind of swinging the sleeve. She didn't sound worried, right? She sounded more intoxicated than Kaylee. Kaylee sounded like she had a few too. Hey, drink it if you got it. I mean, they're young, they're in college. When you're 18, you could be in the Army and the Navy and, the Marines, and you're not allowed to drink. Come on. You're certainly allowed to smoke. Anyway, erase that part. So, I'm thinking, in my head and my gut, I'm feeling like, why is Kaylee seem like she's panicked? Well, maybe she got a text from Jack, or maybe she got a text from Adam, and that's why Kaylee says, Adam, Maddie, what did you say to Adam? Because I really feel like she said Adam first. Then why would she say Adam off the bat? Maybe she got a text. And Adam said something about Jack D, her ex. So perhaps, maybe, she said, just absorb this for a minute. 2 20-year-old girls, right? Maybe one of them's 21. I have it all written in my book, but my book is in the other room. I'm not going in the other room at 2:30 in the morning, okay? Didn't take my meds yet, but because I had to get this off my chest. Maybe Kaylee, is saying she just got a text from somebody, and Adam's name is in it, and she says, maybe the text said, perhaps, Maddie told me everything that's going on. That, you're moving. First of all, people knew she was moving. But did everybody know, including the ex-boyfriend, know that she was in town? That because she just came to town to show Maddie, her best friend, her BFF, her car, a new car. Maybe, why would she have to alert her ex-boyfriend? Remember, he's her ex-boyfriend. But perhaps he thought, and maybe she thought at one point, they were on a break. But if she was graduating and she just got purchased her first vehicle, it's a very big deal. I didn't purchase my first vehicle all by myself until I was probably 46 years old, okay? So it's a big deal for a 20-year-old to buy an expensive car. I think it was a Jeep, Range Rover, whatever. She wanted to show it's a big deal, such a big deal, that she came all the way over to the college to show her best friend. Then she decided, let's go out because I'm going to be graduating early, December, right? And this was November 12th, right? B, I'm gonna be getting an internship in Austin, Texas, right? It's far away from Idaho, okay? C, I'm moving to Texas with the dog, with the dog that they shared, her and the boyfriend shared. I'm sorry. I just thought I saw something. I thought I saw Devin lurking. Because what he does is he turns off the TV when he thinks I'm not watching it. But I'm wide awake, so don't be turning my TV off. Don't be turning my TV off, Devin. Okay, anyhow. So, with all those factors, She just came into town. She does not have to alert her ex-boyfriend. Would it be a nice thing to alert her ex-boyfriend? Yeah, that would be a natural thing. You went out with the boy for 5 years, 6 years, then you're on a break. Maybe you're trying to decide. Maybe he thinks you're getting back together. Maybe you even thought. Maybe Kaylee thought, yeah, maybe we'll get back together. But then things have changed. Things changed with her. And she has an internship. She was planning on taking the dog. Okay? So now, the reason why I think this is important is because she's like this with her phone, right? Texting. I can't really hold my phone and show you, texting. What, Adam? What did you say to Maddie? What'd you say to Adam? What'd you say to Adam? I told Adam everything. What did you tell Adam? I told Adam everything, says Maddie. Then what is she doing at the food truck? Yeah, she smiled, she laughed a little bit, but then she's back to doing this. And then looks like she's taking a picture of Maddie, but she's not. She's holding the phone up. When you hold the phone up, you're trying to see who's behind you and take a picture of whoever's behind you. And who was behind her was the hoodie guy. Okay. Besides which, she's texting Jack so many times. Perhaps she was trying to talk to Jack and the ex, Jack D, allegedly, right? She's trying to ask him, are you okay? Oh, I'm going to talk to you later. I'll talk to you tomorrow, whatever. How about I'll talk to you tonight? You want to come over? Whatever it was, she did not want him to be angry. She did not want him to be mad. Now, could it be just because she felt a little bit guilty? She didn't want those messages delivered to him in that way. Okay? Now, people have a couple of drinks. This has happened to me. Not having a couple of drinks. That always happens to me. Anyway, one time, I had a friend, and this it kind of ruined the friendship. I had a friend from childhood, and then we grew up, and then we lost touch. Then we reconnected when we had kids. When I had my daughter, Laura, and she had her son. I think 6 months later. So anyhow, we reconnected. We would hang out, and one night I had an art gallery show, and so I was going to I used to have art gallery shows, and I was in this art gallery show. It was in Staten Island, New York, and it was a big deal. And so I needed a ride there. And my husband couldn't go at the time because he had to be with the kids, and it was my sister's 40th birthday. That's why I'll never forget this, because they never let me forget that. Anyway, they couldn't come to my art show because it was her 40th birthday party. So, P.S., I couldn't make the 40th birthday party. It was over by the time I got there, I think. Anyhow, so I had given an invitation to both my friend and her husband. In the middle of that, they had broken up or on a break or something. So he responded and he said, how about I take you to the art gallery? I'll give you a ride to the art gallery show. So I thought it was okay. But I had known that my friend told me, that it was a no-go, that they were going to be breaking up, right? But I didn't know that she didn't tell him because they were still living in the same house. So I was just happy somebody was going to my art show that I knew, okay? So he's driving me, and then all of a sudden I remember we were over by the cemetery. We're driving past the cemetery where my mother is, and my father, and my aunt, my nephew. And we're driving past the cemetery. Actually, I think it was before my dad died. No, it was after, because my son was like less than a year old. He was like 10 months old. Okay, that's good memory. Long story short, he was saying something about his wife, right? And I said, don't you know, she doesn't want to be married to you anymore. And I definitely regret this. And he was like, what? No, we're going to work it out. And I was like, no, she doesn't. She's not in love with you anymore. And I felt so bad because I thought I was doing him a favor. But of course, in hindsight, and after the breakup of my friendship, I lost my friend over this. I mean, I apologized. I didn't understand why I was so bad, why that I would. But I understand now, and I understand after my family members told me and my other friend, and they just said that that was not my place to say that. Because I knew it was true. My friend, she knew it was true. She was like already moved on. But the only one that didn't have a clue was him. And I felt bad for him, so I thought I was doing him a favor, like, in other words, to release him so that he wouldn't like have false hope. And because he was also a rehabilitated alcoholic, and he never drank in front of me. I never saw him drink one drink. But anyhow, he didn't believe it. So when my friend found out that I said that to him, she wouldn't talk to me. And I mean, they broke up, they were broken up, they got divorced, everything, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't understand why that was my fault. I understand it now, in hindsight. You're talking about, back then I was 30, 29. I was 29. I wasn't even 30 yet. And I see that it was insensitive and it wasn't my place, okay? So why am I thinking of this story that happened, over about 29 years ago? The reason why I'm thinking of it is I feel like I'm Maddie. Maddie was just walking, swinging the long sleeve of the black jacket. Like, well, what did I tell him? She's honest. She goes, oh, I told him everything. So who is Adam? Adam is a bartender, allegedly, and Adam is allegedly Jack's roommate. And so he would be the one who said that Jack was in bed all night, and that's his phone was turned off and he was in bed. But is Adam able to go into his bedroom and check to see if Jack is there? So meanwhile, why Kaylee was panicking when she was looking at a phone, and that answers the question of why Kaylee called Jack D 7 times, and between I guess 1:45 or 1:47 or 2 o'clock in the morning, all the way to I guess 2:45 or 2:50 something, and then Maddie called him 3 times because they were trying to smooth things over. She was panicking. Maybe he has a temper, allegedly. I don't know. Maybe the relationship wasn't so amicable, or wasn't so, who knows, maybe he had a temper, maybe she had a temper, maybe things weren't as great as, a fake book shows it, and Instagram and all Snapchat, that's just a second out of your life. Even YouTube is just, half hour out of somebody's life. It's not reflective of what is really going on. It's just really like the smiles, the laugh. And the shorter the clips, the more fake it is, because it's just a photograph. You smile in photographs, usually, right? Anyhow, I feel like the panic that Kaylee, and what I do is I put it on my screen. I look at the food truck video, I look at the video of them walking and her saying, Adam, what did you say? Maddie, what did you say to Adam? And I put my hand on it and I feel what vibrations. So the vibrations I felt from Kaylee at the food truck was panicking, looking at a phone, yeah, trying to be happy too, happy-go-lucky, because she was a cheerful girl. She looked like, she presented as a cheerful person. Who wouldn't? They're 20 years old, 21 years old, starting their life, beginning of their life, having fun with their bestie, just bought a car, have a beautiful dog, has an internship. Oh, I forgot to add, she was going to travel for the month of January because she didn't start her new job, wasn't supposed to start a new job till February 2023. So in January, she was supposed to go backpacking across Europe. None of those plans were going to include Jack D. So, what's going through her head? I gotta smooth it over with my ex, because hearing my plans, not from my mouth, not even a text. Allegedly, I don't know what's gonna be found on her phone, but probably a lot will be found on a phone. We won't hear about it until very, very into the case, all right? But they can make an arrest before, they figure out the phone stuff or release the phone stuff. Look at the Lori Vallow case. We didn't get anything going until like the pings and all the phone stuff was determined like almost a year later. Not a year later, okay. January, September, and then nothing happened until June. Okay, so anyhow, let's hope they find the person that did this to these 4 individuals. These 4 beautiful young students that had their life in front of them and their life taken away, and all the families, all the family members and their friends will never be the same. How could you be the same? Yeah, you try to put one foot in front of the other and try to go on with life because you have to do that. Okay, until we see them again in heaven. But that was the feeling I was getting, and I've already spoken too long. That was the feeling I was getting. I was feeling not animosity from Kaylee to Maddie, they're very much like this, right? But, and the energy I got from Maddie was, oh, I'm sorry, but she was very inebriated, much more than Kaylee. So her energy was like up and down, and she even yelled at the hoodie guy in the hoodie guy's direction and said, F you, right? If you watch that video over and over again, like I did, she does yell at him. So why is she yelling at him? Okay, and why is he there not getting food, just walking with them, watching them? If he was thrown out of the bar because he was harassing other girls, but yet he's watching them and he didn't get any food, so did he wait outside? Or was he, some people speculate that Jack D, the ex, allegedly had eyes out on Kaylee, had eyes, his roommate, the bartender, allegedly. Adam might have been reporting, hey, your ex-girlfriend is hanging out at the bar. Did you know she was in town? Yeah, she's hanging out with Maddie. Maybe, okay? And I don't know the relationship with Jack S. Hoodie Guy to Adam or Jack D. Okay? Was he like a lookout? Was he like just watching out for them, reporting back? Oh, let me make sure. Did Jack D say to Jack S, hey, make sure that my ex-girlfriend and her friend Maddie get home okay? Was that the situation? Maybe we'll find out when we get the phones. But that's just my feeling. I feel like the girls were scared. Did feel like something was amiss. But they probably went home. She let the dog out. A lot of people are saying, now this is another thing, I don't feel psychically. A lot of people are saying that the perpetrator, the murderer, was already in the house before the girls got home. Well, I just don't feel that. So I will never say, and I could be wrong, they could have been there. A lot of people get more than one person. I still get the one person. But I feel like they let them fall asleep, or they thought everybody was asleep, and that's when they came. Maybe they were watching the house and came up on the second floor and came in that door, that sliding door on the second floor. I don't feel like they were standing in a closet, because then you have to say Dylan and the other roommate, Chelsea, the other two roommates on the first floor, what time did they get in? If they got in, I think allegedly I heard somebody say they got in around 1-ish. And then you have Ethan and Xana getting in around 1:30 to 1:40, almost exactly the same time as Maddie. And so there's a lot of activity going on around 2 o'clock in the morning. So what time was this person like standing in the closet, break into the house, and then or use the keypad, gets into the house because he knows what the keypad code is, and just waltzed in and then stands in a closet until everybody gets settled in their bed? No, I feel like he's on the outside looking in, waiting for them to get settled in, not having his phone with him. Okay? That's just my opinion. A lot of people and a lot of psychics get the perpetrator in the house already. I don't, because there's so many people coming in that house and having to settle in. I don't think they would take that risk. I think they waited a little while for them to go to sleep, but meanwhile, two of them were not asleep. And those two people, I feel, were Kaylee and Xana. First of all, I feel Xana is very psychic, and is still giving messages. Once this person, of course, they all want this person to be caught, or persons, but I just can't give you what I don't get. So I do feel it's one person. I do feel like they were outside and came in and did everything very quickly. I just hear like between 10 and 13 minutes. And you might say, well, that's too hard to do. Yeah, I just feel, I don't know, I just see 10 to 13 minutes. And so that's what I get. And I feel Kaylee and Maddie felt it. They felt it. They felt something amiss. And that's why calls to Jack D, the ex, maybe even just to ask, hey, we're feeling freaked out. Can you come over and help? I don't know what the relationship was. I don't know how much of a distance was between them. Was he just coming over to hang out, even though Kaylee and him were on a break and broken up? Did he ever come over to hang out and just, like friends with benefits type of thing, okay? Because somebody is always going to get the wrong idea with friends with benefits, whether it's the girl or whether it's the guy. Anyhow, I am not victim blaming anybody. I'm just telling you a scenario that came into my head when I remember I told my friend's spouse that she was no longer in love with him. And I understand that's not my place. And I understand that was bad. And she really was never my friend again. Even though I apologized up and down, and then we started to try to hang out again, and it was never the same. And I couldn't get it. I was like, no, I really love this person. I was friends with them since they were 8 years old and I was 9. But that's what happens. And, I stopped blaming myself because I was sorry, and I said I was sorry to them. And I even apologized to the ex-husband, and he was like, oh, it's okay, you know. I guess, he found forgiveness, but I understand. And maybe Maddie thought she was doing her a favor because she was saying, "Hey, my bestie, she's leaving. She's going. She's going to be going to an internship, but first she's going to be going to Europe, uh, backpacking in Europe for a month, and then she's starting her new job, internship in Austin, Texas, and she's moving there, and she's taking the dog. So I'm gonna miss her." And but she had a couple of drinks, so maybe she was like, "Oh yeah," she didn't get a chance to tell him yet. And so who knows what the arrangement? Only he knows what the arrangement was that Kaylee had said. Maybe Kaylee had said, we're broken up, and I'm sorry, but I'm moving on with my life, and that's it, and that's the way it's gonna be. But I'll still always cherish our memories, and we still have a dog together. But I guess we'll have to find out. But just reading the energy at the food truck, Kaylee was like this. And yeah, laugh a couple of times. She looked up to laugh. You could definitely feel the love between the friends. And Maddie was on edge. Maddie, her energy was on edge. Because she's like, oh shit, did I just make a mistake? Did I make a mistake for my friend? Maybe I thought I was doing her a favor. Like I thought I was doing a favor too. But anyhow, that's my take. I talked too long. Namaste, everybody. Love you. Let me know what you think in the comments. And give the old girl a like. Thank you. Trolls, don't even try. Don't even try, because I'll just block you and report you. Okay. Namaste.